It's getting warmer out here, so that's good. But I figured I should go ahead and record my second part of this mask conversation while it's still fresh on my brain. In this one, I'm going to talk about a personal mask and the act of shedding them, that movement towards living your authentic life. Yeah, I'm going to go there. I'm going to go there. So I said before, everybody wears a mask. Some way, somehow, we are filtering ourselves. It's just the best place you can probably not filter yourself is probably your own home. Right? Get you to walk around. Walk around naked if you want to. It's your home. Unless, of course, you have other people in your house and probably walking around naked if that was not discussed as a norm for your household. Yeah. Might want to put some clothes on. But let me stay focused on the task at hand. Okay, so I was starting a conversation about masks and what you wear at work, and how a lot of us wear a mask to operate at work. And then I mentioned how, as a Black woman, I'm aware that there are people who may believe that I should put on a mask so that they feel comfortable when I'm in the room. But that's not how good one rolls. I attended college in New York City. Best thing I think I could have ever done for myself. And I was surrounded by people who were living their authentic lives. Hair was all kinds of ways, dress was all kinds of ways. It was like, oh my God, I wish I could have that freedom in so many ways. I wish I could have that freedom. And then I said to myself, well, what's stopping you? Nothing is stopping you. It's a choice. And so you start recognizing the society definitions of happiness, normal, beautiful, masculine, feminine. You start noticing these definitions and say to yourself, I'm going to choose to no longer subscribe to a good chunk of this, because it's binding. It is suffocating. It's not me. It's never going to be me. So we decided 2001, September 25th, to start doing our own thing. We decided at that moment to start removing the mask that we were raised with. Now, I'm from the South, born and raised Texan. And there are certain things that you're taught. At least I was taught by my mother and father. One, how you present yourself when you go out. Don't have your hair all over your head. Make sure you're well dressed. Have on clean underwear in case you get hit. Right? So when you start unlearning that, that's work. That's work. Like, I cut my hair off to show not only mentally was I making this change, but physically I'd made this change. I'm not the person that I was then, right? And for people, humans, God bless them, they're pretty goddamn simple. We are simple animals, parasites actually at times. They have to see stuff to recognize it. And so the physical transformation is what people will see first. before they hear and recognize the mental and emotional transformation. It takes time. But they need to see the change. Be like, oh my God, you're whole. So moving towards an authentic self, everybody does some work now. I am a big supporter of getting yourself a coach, therapist, counselor, whatever. I'm a big supporter of that because it takes work. It's not an overnight thing. It's definitely not overnight. And you gotta say to yourself, your journeys not look like somebody else's. It's a marathon. You are always running because we're always growing. And the moment you stop growing, there's going to be problems. Personal opinion. There's going to be problems though. So I recognize that the language people use, it has some other stuff in there. Now, people would like to think that as a Black woman, speaking for myself right here, but maybe we're a little over dramatic. Now, there are some stereotypes out there about Black women. I know you all know them. The angry Black woman, she's got an attitude, she's hard to love, hard to work with, difficult, aggressive. Let me tell you something real quick about mask. Mask is also a way of protecting yourself when you're in a space that is not safe for you. And I recognize at a very early place, there's not, I adopted some physical traits to protect myself, right? So my friend Jo, oh my God, I love Jo. She's so fucking gracious. Ugh, so disgusting. She's so gracious and sweet. I don't know how she does it. Jo can be around people, women, who are still mean girls because they never became one with themselves, so they still have to try to put somebody else down to make themselves feel better. But Jo can be around these kind of people, and she's so gracious in how she handles them and her word choice and just how she takes these situations is so amazing. Gwendolyn, on the other hand, I'd rather just punch a bitch and then we can talk about it later. You know what I'm saying? I would rather do that. God, yeah, that's real. That's real. That is real. So yeah, I recognize that there are people who tolerate my Blackness, and they're not really as accepting as they pretend to be. Because you peep it, the words that they choose to use tells you, oh, so you're not, okay. Not that it matters, because it never matters. But we will never shrink ourselves to make someone feel comfortable. If you got personal problems, figure your shit out. Get a counselor for that shit. Really. That's what you should do. My number one trigger word is intimidating. Now, I'm gonna give you a real quick story. I was chosen for a project some time ago, and I freaked out when I was in this woman's presence, and I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Because in my head, I just kept saying she intimidates me. It was a dear friend of mine who said, she picked you for this project. What are you afraid of? Because clearly she sees the greatness. Why don't you see it? We talked about it, and we recognize that we will often put our insecurities and our emotional baggage on the person who's representing what we would love to be. We make it their problem. that we accepted the fact that we are may feel less than, not worthy, but that's not their space. So I will tell you, when people say, Gwendolyn, you're so intimidating, you will get cussed the fuck out every single time. I'm at a place in my life where I understand we're all going through something, but your personal insecurities are not my issue. That mask I don't wear. That is my level of authenticity at all times. All times. What I put out on social media, like this video, yeah, that shit's real. It's real. I have random thoughts. I have good days and bad days. I am a high functioning introvert. So I love people, but they also stress me out. They can be emotionally draining. But I love people. I love helping people. I love bringing joy to people. But I also know that when I get into certain crowds where there's too many people, I have to leave the space because I can't function. I lose. I get anxious. I can't. Not high anxiety, but I don't function well where there's too many people. I am proud to say I have done the Macy's Parade twice and Times Square twice. Don't ask me how I did it, but I did. So, yeah, big deal for me, big deal. I will leave you with this. Look at yourself and ask yourself, what mask do you put on daily? Right? Look at that. Because we're all wearing one. We all wear one. Trust and believe. We all got it. But there's a level of authenticity that you can get to that still allows you to operate in society graciously, that you're not hurting other people, but that you are still able to do you. Like, Lil Nas, God, that kid, I'm loving that kid. Like, that kid is doing it. He is living his life. And there are a lot of other young people, God bless them, who are living their life. And I think it's amazing to be at that level of authenticity at a very young age. Now, I'm 46. And we are still doing the work, right? So the sooner that our young ones can get to that place, I am certain the happier their life will be.